Alrighty, guys, so we should be live here on YouTube. So, welcome in. So, we will be live up until the 11 p.m. advisory on potential tropical cyclone 6, which is located over here in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. Here, this is this was named at the 5 p.m. advisory, I believe. Let me just check the NHC's Twitter. I Yes, it was designated at the 5 p.m. advisory. So we have 10th Tropical Cyclone 6 right here. We have Invest 92L right here. Then we have another system behind 92L. Also, I should say with PTC 6, we do have a merger going on between the remnants of Invest 90L, which was located offshore, just offshore of the Texas and Louisiana border, and the mergers are combining with the remnants of 90L and formerly Invest 91L, which is now PTC 6. So, obviously, we have tropical tidbits up, we have our knots to mile per hour converter up, and we have the Saffir-Simpson wind scale up as well. So, the headline of the 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time advisory for potential tropical cyclone 6. The system is gradually organizing over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico, increasing risk of life-threatening storm surge and damaging winds along the upper Texas and Louisiana coast by midweek. And also, I'm pulling up the stream on my phone. So that's up so I can answer any questions you guys might have. Also, be sure to like the stream to get this out to more people. And I probably should pull up Radar Omega as well, just show a landfall area. So give me one moment while I pull that up for you guys. So while this is loading up, I want to make sure that comes up on the stream side. It does. That's good. We like that. So it is. The radar is currently based in Nebraska. It's not going to be that. Also, I am planning on going live for the landfall of the system. No, go away. I don't want the severe weather outlook. I want the optical. And let's turn on the cone here so you guys can see it. So anywhere from areas near Corpus Christi to Houston to Lake Charles. If you remember in my video yesterday, I believe I said that that building that was damaged from Hurricane Laura back in 2020 was demolished. Lake Charles, you guys are pretty much almost dead in the center of the track of this system, which is soon to be Tropical Storm Francine. Lake Charles is located right there, and our forecast track is roughly about right there. So it's going to get very close to you guys in Lake Charles. I'd say about maybe 5 miles. Yeah, like 5 to 10 miles away. Now, things will change. I will say that. Things will almost certainly change. But if you're in New Iberia, Baton Rouge, campus of LSU, Lafayette, Lake Charles, Beaumont, Port Arthur, Galveston, and Houston. Houston and Galveston, you guys were already hit pretty badly by Hurricane Beryl back in early July. So you guys need to be watching this thing very carefully as it continues on its path here. If you guys have any questions about the system and where it's going, please throw them in the chat. So jumping back over to the National Hurricane Center website here. So if you're just tuning in, the system is currently moving northwest at 5 miles per hour. Its minimum pressure is 1,003 millibars. Its maximum sustained winds are at 50 miles an hour. So let's jump into the public advisory here. So I actually didn't get to take a look at the first advisory here. So the system is about 320 miles south-southeast of the mouth of the Rio Grande, or about 555 miles south of Port Arthur, Texas. Its maximum sustained winds are at 50 miles an hour. The reason why this is not a tropical storm at this moment is because it does not have a well-defined low-level circulation. And if we pull up tropical tidbits here, you guys will see that in a second once it loads. So it's still tropical tidbits still has potential tropical cyclone 6 here. So that's really not expected. Usually when it's upgraded to a tropical storm or something, it'll say like tropical storm 6, and it does not say that as of this moment. So we're not expecting this to be a tropical storm as of this moment. And it looks like the infrared satellite broke here. So that's fun. That's really fun, Levi. That's not great. Let's take a look at the Dovark, see if that gives us a better view. Because the normal infrared is not going to work. Also, I do believe we do have a recon flight leaving right about now. And Dovark also is not working. What about the visible shortwave? Is this going to work? Technology is great until it stops working, right, chat? If this doesn't work, I might have to see if I have a subscription on Radar Omega to view this. And yeah, this isn't working either. So let's jump on over here to Radar Omega. Where is it? It's not in there. It's in here? And add-ons. That's weird. I'm a beta subscriber, so I should have that stuff. How do I? Oh, that's how I do it. um, East. I want the. I'm not sure if this includes. This might include all of the Atlantic, or it might just include the. I want the. I think it's the veggie or the long wave infrared. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is not that. Okay. So, long wave infrared, maybe? I'm sorry about this, chat. If you followed me on Instagram, I did say that I was planning on doing a live stream earlier today, about 4:30 ish. Yeah, that didn't happen because I fell asleep fairly soon after that. So that's just not going to work. But there isn't really a well defined center of circulation, which is why they haven't pulled the trigger on a tropical storm yet. So there haven't been any changes with this advisory. A summary of watches and warnings in effect currently. Tropical storm watch is in effect for Barra del Tordo northward to the mouth of the Rio Grande. Tropical storm watch means that tropical storm conditions are possible within the watch area, generally within 48 hours. For storm information specific to your area, please monitor products issued by your National Meteorological Service. Also, I'm going to pull up Radar Omega again. Expect watches and warnings to go up for this general area by early tomorrow, or they might even be issued tonight. Just expect that now. Be prepared to evacuate if your local officials tell you to. Get out. Because this is currently forecast to be a Category 1 hurricane. However, most of the models, and once again, we'll go over to tropical tidbits once we're done talking about all of our current systems. And I will show you the model intensity guidance here. They have recently upticked. And we will also take a look at the models as well. But do not be surprised if we get new watches and warning, at least watches in this general area by this time tomorrow. Do not be surprised. So now the discussion and outlook here. At 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the elongated disturbance was centered near latitude 21.9 north, longitude 94.7 west. The system is moving toward the northwest near 5 miles an hour. A slow northwestward to northward motion is expected over the next day or so, followed by a faster motion to the northeast beginning late Tuesday. On the forecast track, the disturbance is expected to move just offshore of the northern Gulf Coast of Mexico through Tuesday and approach the upper Texas and Louisiana coastline on Wednesday. Air Force reconnaissance data indicate that maximum sustained winds are near 50 miles an hour with higher gusts. The system is expected to become a tropical storm on Monday, with more significant intensification forecast to occur on Tuesday. The system is forecast to become a hurricane before it reaches the northwestern U.S. Gulf Coast. Formation chance through 48 hours, high 90%. 90%? Geez, words are hard. And the formation chance in 7 days is also high at 90%. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 185 miles, primarily west of the center. The estimated minimum central pressure is 1,003 millibars. So now we'll take a look at all the hazards that could affect land, and also while I am thinking about it, I should probably post this on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, my @ is at Excitedpatsfan. Vest 92L. Alrighty, that's done. Once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, be sure to like this stream and comment and get this information out to more and more people who might need this. So, wind. Tropical storm conditions are possible within the watch area along the northern coast of Mexico beginning Tuesday. Rainfall. Potential Tropical Cyclone 6 is expected to bring storm total rainfall of 4 to 8 inches, with local amounts to 12 inches from the coast of far northeast Mexico northward along portions of the Texas coast and into Louisiana through Thursday. This rainfall would lead to the risk of flash and urban flooding. Then I'm not going to read all that. I've read all that before. Storm surge. Yeah, that's English. Minor coastal flooding is possible along the Mexico coast within areas of onshore flow. And then surf. Swells generated by the system are affecting portions of the Gulf Coast of Mexico and are expected to spread northwestward across the northwestern Gulf of Mexico coastline through midweek. These swells are likely to cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions. Please consult products from your local weather office. Then the next complete advisory is at 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, which is about 56 minutes away. They will likely issue it sooner than they will. They'll probably issue the advisory at about 10:30 to 10:45, depending on what happens. If they believe that this is a tropical storm, they might take longer. And we're probably also going to get new watches and warnings being issued. So now let us take a look at our other two disturbances here in the Atlantic. So let's take a look first at Invest 92L. This is as of the 8 p.m. tropical weather outlook. This is for the Central Tropical Atlantic, AL92. Showers and thunderstorms associated with an area of low pressure over the Central Tropical Atlantic have changed little in organization since earlier today. Environmental conditions appear conducive for additional development during the next couple of days, and tropical depression is likely to form during that time while the system meanders over the Central Tropical Atlantic. By the middle of the week, the system should begin moving more westward at around 10 miles an hour. Formation chance through 48 hours, medium 60%, and the formation chance to 7 days is high 70%. Now let's jump on over to this system. This has not been designated as an area of investigation. Once again, this is as of the 8 p.m. tropical weather outlook. Eastern and Central Tropical Atlantic. A trough of low pressure located several hundred miles west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands, which is right here. These are the Cabo Verde. Is producing a broad area of disordinary showers and thunderstorms. The system is expected to move little during the next couple of days until it potentially interacts with a tropical wave that is forecast to move off the west coast of Africa on Monday. Environmental conditions thereafter are expected to be favorable for a gradual development of the system, and a tropical depression could form during the middle or latter part of the week while the system begins moving northward, moving slowly west-northwestward. Formation chance through 48 hours low, near 0%, and the formation chance through 7 days is medium, 50%. And then let's jump on over to the Eastern Pacific here, because we do have an area over here as well that we're watching. So this is, once again, as of the 8 p.m. tropical weather outlook. offshore southwestern Mexico. Once again, this is in the eastern Pacific. An area of low pressure is forecast to form during the early to middle part of the week, near or just to the south of the coast of southern or southwestern Mexico. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for some gradual development of the system, and a tropical depression could form during the middle to latter part of the week, while it moves generally northwestward near the coast of southwestern Mexico. Formation chance through 48 hours low near 0%. The formation chance through 7 days is medium 60%. Then we do still have our. Let me drop the remote here. We still have our area here, but let's be honest here, it's not going to do anything. But we'll cover it anyway. Approximately 1,000 miles southeast of Hilo, discordant showers and thunderstorms associated with the trough of low pressure are located over 1,000 miles southeast of Hilo, Hawaii. Environmental conditions are expected to be marginally conducive for some subsequent development of the system as it moves slowly northward over the next few days. Formation chance through 48 hours low near 0%, near 10%. The formation chance in 7 days is low 20%. So I want to take a look at the cone here, and we're actually going to click on the experimental cone. So as you can see here, most of the tropical storm force winds that the system is currently producing is to the northeast and northwest and southwest of the system. And that is why we mainly have watches up for Mexico as of this moment. But as you can see, by 1 p.m. on Wednesday, the system is forecast to be a hurricane. Now, if it can take advantage of the environment around it, it could be a hurricane much earlier. And we're going to jump on over to the models here. We're going to jump on over to the North Atlantic. So this is our system right here that we're tracking. This is 92L. I believe this is the wave that's forecast to come off Africa tomorrow. We move it forward in time. It begins strengthening in about 42 hours. So just under 2 days, it begins organizing. Our wave over here that comes off Africa begins organizing as well. Same with 92L. Then 60 hours out, you can see that this thing is really taking off now. Maybe a high-end tropical storm to low-end hurricane here. About 60 hours out. This is about at 60 on Wednesday. And it makes landfall in the middle of Louisiana. If we take a look here on Radar Omega, that is actually in the Baton Rouge and Lafayette area. So what the GFS wants it to do, it wants it to hug the Texas coastline, make a curve like that, right through the middle of Louisiana. Approximately like that. That's a rough estimate. That is a very rough estimate. It's probably not going to make landfall. It's probably not going to make landfall in that area here, but it will, according to this run of the GFS model, according to the 18Z model run, it does have it making landfall somewhere in the vicinity of Lake Charles and Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So you guys know anyone that lives down there in Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, anyone on the LSU main campus, I let them know that they should be monitoring the system and what's going to be doing here. Also, we still have our two areas out here, 92L and soon to be 93L. So 92L, not going to be a threat. Looks like it's going to be a fish storm. Same with the system here. However, where's Bermuda at? What is that? No, that's a new system that forms. Probably a tropical depression. So 92L eventually stalls out over the Atlantic. This model was showing this last night in last night's video. If you watched that, it was also showing this at this time last night, stalling out over the open Atlantic. Then this system finally does something, but by that point, they probably won't be issuing advisories on it. Or if they will, it'll be on a subtropical storm. Then by this time, 92L is beginning an extra tropical transition and probably won't be an issue anymore. Then we have this thing that pops up. Very elongated area here. Probably won't be anything here. This is valid on the 24th. So, yeah, let's jump back over. Actually, let's take a look at the recon. I don't know if that's a training mission. I don't know if this is our second recon that's going into. I think this might be it. Let me jump into a Discord server and see. Um, okay, well, we wait for that. I do believe that this could potentially be our recon mission into the storm. However, I can't be certain. I want to jump on into That's the radar down there in Barbados. Just jumping over to SPC, see if they've outlined an area for Wednesday, which I believe that would be day 3. And they don't have an area just yet. However, I would expect that to come soon, at least a slight risk. Also, I should say if you are evacuating, be sure to have, or if you're staying even, be sure to get food and water for you and your animals. Be sure to have your medicine, prescriptions. Once again, you, your animals, be sure to have all that stuff. Bring batteries, phone chargers, and cash on you as well. In case your power goes out, you won't have any way to charge your. You won't have anywhere to charge your phone. So if you have a power bank, charge that up right now. If you have batteries, if you have a NOAA weather radio, even. I believe most stores should sell them. In fact, on Amazon, we do a quick Google search. There are cheap NOAA weather radios on Amazon. Now, obviously, I recommend the NOAA Midland WR400 NOAA weather alert radio, which will wake you up. I did have one, and also I've just received confirmation that this is our recon mission into PTC, into our PTC. So this has just taken off here. So now we are now waiting the new advisory here. So this recon departs in 40 minutes at the top of the hour. So I'm not going to be live for that just because I'm in my living room right now. My sister's room is right on top of me and she needs to get some sleep without me screaming. So, yeah. So this leaves in 40 minutes. So once the 11 o'clock advisory releases, that is when I will sign off. But if you guys have any questions on PTC 6 or what potential tropical cyclone is, leave them in the chat. Let's see. 55 knot, 60 knot, 65 knot, average. So right now, currently, the National Hurricane Center is expecting a 65 knot peak. If we go on over to our converter here, 65 knots is a Category 1 hurricane here. So that is currently what they're predicting. I would expect in this advisory to have an increase up to 75 knot peak based on what the models are showing us. That's about a 85-mile-an-hour Category 1 hurricane. We go over to the Saffir-Simpson scale. That is a mid-end hurricane here. A Category 1 hurricane ranges from 74 to 95 miles an hour, or 64 to 82 knots. Category 2 is 96 to 110 miles an hour, or 83 to 95. Category 3, which is the major range, is 111 to 129 miles an hour, or 96 to 112 knots. Category 4, 130 to 156 knots. Miles an hour, I mean. Or 113 to 136 knots. Or in a Category 5 is 157 miles an hour or higher. Or 137 knots or higher. Actually, I want to look up what the highest wind speeds for a potential tropical cyclone was. No, I don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want that. I don't want that either. Don't want that. I don't want that. I can't seem to find it. But if you're just tuning in, welcome into the live stream. We are currently awaiting the 11 p.m. advisory on potential tropical cyclone 6 here, which will likely get the name Francine sometime tomorrow. If you take a look at the cone once again, this is expected to be a full-fledged tropical storm by tomorrow at 1 p.m. or at 2 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Time. Is when this is expected to be a. This is when it's expected to be a tropical storm Francine here. Also, we will be getting a new cone at 8, not at 8, at 11. It's about 35 more minutes. Let's take a look at the, where is it? Arrival times here. So, along the Houston and Baton Rouge area, you guys can expect tropical storm force winds to arrive between Tuesday at 8 p.m. and Wednesday at 8 a.m. Down here, you can expect winds starting pretty much now. Okay, I just have a loop on. Let's take a look at the rainfall potential here as well, because the thing will drop rain. It is just offshore of Brownsville. You guys can see anywhere to 8 to 12 inches here. Obviously, that's in the ocean, so you guys won't see much here in terms of rain. But Lake Charles, you guys are around the border of the 6 to 8 and 4 to 6 inch range. Just offshore, you guys can expect 8 to 12 inches. Corpus Christi, you guys are in the 2 to 4 inch range. New Orleans, 4 to 6. Mobile, 4 to 6. But once again, this could change and likely will change. Take a look at the storm surge map. Map should be used as a general guideline for understanding. So in Houston, I think that might be a levy. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I believe these are levies. Oh yeah, these are definitely levy systems. So mainly we can expect to see about 4 to 6 feet, I believe this is, of storm surge in localized areas. Mainly in uninhabited areas, it seems like, which is the good news here. If you're just tuning in to the live stream, welcome in. We are currently awaiting the new advisory for potential tropical cyclone 6. Ghost is running behind and data might be delayed. Okay, so that's why this isn't fully in. So that makes sense why it isn't loading in. Let's take a look at the hurricane model runs. This is the HWRF model. This is about 6 hours out. You can go back to 3 hours. This is 3 hours in the past, so this is at 5 p.m. today. This is 8 p.m. This is coming up on right now. According to the HWRF model. Doesn't really get itself together until right about 66 hours out here. So this is out on Wednesday at 12Z. So then it weakens rapidly afterwards. Becomes a remnant low soon after. So that's the HWRF run. We'll take a look at the HWRF parent model now. Moving it forward in time, letting it load up. This is that together right around late Tuesday to Wednesday. See, this has becoming a hurricane late, early Tuesday, late Tuesday, early Wednesday here, just passing just to the east of Brownsville. I believe that's Brownsville. Well, east of Harlingen. Let's just say that. Then this has it making landfall near the border of Louisiana and Texas, then rapidly weakening afterwards once again. Let's take a look at what the H1 is saying. Now the H1 is just all over the place. The H1 isn't, no. This is at 2, this is at 5, this is at 8. It's right now. Again, it's coming together right about there. And the new advisory has just been released here. The new advisory for potential tropical cyclone 6 has just been issued. Tropical storm watch issued for extreme southern Texas, increasing risk of life-threatening storm surge and hurricane force winds along the Louisiana and upper coast, Texas coast by midweek. This is as of the 10 p.m. advisory that just released here. Nothing changed much here. So let's jump into the new advisory here. So it's about 320 miles to the south southeast of the mouth of Rio Grande, about 550 miles south of Cameron, Louisiana. So maximum sustained winds remain at 50. That's not going to change till recon gets in. Moving is north northwest at 5 miles an hour. Pressure is still 1,003 millibars. So there hasn't been change with this advisory, as I said. Tropical storm watch has been issued for extreme southern Texas from Port Mansfield southward to the mouth of the Rio Grande. So tropical storm watch is in effect for Barra del Tordo to the mouth of the Rio Grande and the mouth of the Rio Grande to Port Mansfield. A tropical storm watch means that tropical storm conditions are possible within the watch area, generally within 48 hours. Hurricane, storm surge, and tropical storm watches will likely be required for portions of Louisiana and upper Texas coast tomorrow. For storm information specific to your area in the United States, including possible inland watches and warnings, please monitor products issued by your local National Weather Service forecast office. For storm information specific to your area outside of the United States, please refer to products issued by your National Meteorological Service. Then let's move into the outlook and discussion. At 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the disturbance was set near latitude. We're not going to go through all that. System is moving toward the north-northwest near 5 miles an hour. A slow northwestward to northward motion is expected over the next day or so, followed by a faster motion to the northeast beginning late Tuesday. On the forecast track, the disturbance is expected to move just offshore of the northern Gulf Coast of Mexico through Tuesday and approach the Louisiana and upper Texas coastline on Wednesday. Maximum sustained winds are near 50 miles an hour with higher gusts. The system is expected to become a tropical storm tomorrow, with more intense intensification forecast to occur on Tuesday. The system is expected to become a hurricane before it reaches the northwestern U.S. Gulf Coast. Formation chance through 48 hours, high 90%. Formation chance through 7 days, high 90%. Then tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 185 miles west of the center. Then nothing has changed here with this stuff. Next intermediate advisory is at 2 a.m. and the next complete advisory is at 5 a.m. I am not going to stay on that long. Okay? We're getting that out of the way now. I'm not staying here until 2. Like I said, my sister needs sleep. Let's see if the cone has updated. And it has, I believe. Yes, it has. So now the National Hurricane Center believes that this is going to be a hurricane by 7 a.m. on Wednesday. Right here. Just to the south of Houston. Houston is roughly about right there. The National Hurricane Center is expecting it to be a hurricane just to the south. Then it goes up here, makes landfall at about 7 p.m. on Wednesday. I will be live for that, bearing anything unforeseen. Then quickly weekends afterwards becomes post-tropical by 7 p.m. on Thursday. So, jumping back over to the main side here, I want to take a look at the cast advisory here. 50 knot, 55 knot, 60, 70, 70. So they're going with the 70 knot peak here now. That's about an 80 mile per hour hurricane here, which is a low end category 1 hurricane. So with that being said, guys, that'll be it for the live stream. Let's take a look at the storm surge map here. Which has not updated. Take a look at rainfall. Also, not much has changed. Wind speed probability. Houston is in the 30 to 40% chance of seeing tropical storm force winds. Really, the main areas that would get it are near the border, Baton Rouge, Lake Charles, that general area here. This is when you guys can expect to get the peak of the tropical storm force winds. Wind history. Obviously, there's nothing because this thing isn't a tropical storm yet. But we are expecting by this time tomorrow that we will have a